Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Welcome to the very first recording of Sketch Sunday. Let's get into it. Using my Mont Graphite pencils, and I bought these pencils after the very first Sketch Sunday. And then I have a normal eraser and a kneaded eraser. And as you can see from flipping the book, there are a few. There's 17. This is number 17. And it's Pinocchio in Honest John's quotes. So I pull up my references and I'm measuring as I go along because I struggle with proportions. I either have a really tiny head or a really big head when I draw. So being able to measure proportions really helps. So I'm just sketching out the basic proportions: Pinocchio's arms, legs, torso and head. And even though in the final sketch you won't be able to see like majority of his arms and you won't see his actual legs, it's easier to draw the skeleton of the drawing so that you know you're putting the clothes on top of the body and not making the body out of clothes, if that makes sense. Even though Honest John isn't wearing shoes, I've decided to leave Pinocchio with his shoes because they seem to be like carved, not put on top. Also, I don't like drawing toes and hands, so to minimize the risk of missing the app, I will keep his shoes on. I'm going to always start with the lightest pencil in the set because one, it's really light. Even if you press hard, it's not as dark as the other pencils, but also it's really easy to erase if you do make a mistake, which I tend to do a lot when doing proportions. And you can see every now and then I am measuring with my pencil so that I can get the proportions right, because as I said before, I'm not that good at proportions. And then obviously both Honest John and Pinocchio are wearing gloves, so I don't need to change that at all. If you're enjoying this process so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And then obviously for continuity's sake, easier to draw like through objects. So for the back leg, I drew straight through the front leg so that the legs would align, like the top of the leg would align with the bottom of the leg. And then just adding in some details in the face, the lips, the nose, a bit of the eyes, some hair. Just so that I have the basic shapes and I can fill them in better later when we get to shading and line art. The shape of the hair is also very important because it's not flowy like normal hair because it's carved out of wood. As you can see, I keep referring to my references because references are important. And you can see I'm constantly referring back to my references because references are important. As you can see, I'm adding in the basic shape of the hat, and because I don't draw a lot of hats, the hat becomes an issue. Now I'm filling in the clothes. Obviously Honest John wears long pants, whereas Pinocchio wears shorts. So I'm erasing the inside of the leg. And because shoes, I don't want to draw toes at all. So I'd rather draw Pinocchio's shoes with the strap that Honest John has underneath his feet to keep his pants down over Pinocchio's shoes. So Honest John has a cane. I'm just deciding which hand to put the cane in. And as you can see, I drew the cane through the hand so that continuity would be there. I didn't want the cane to misalign or to be unaligned. Now for the coat, as you can see, I'm outlining the shape of the coat, and I've also put in that top button where the coat meets, and then just connecting it. Obviously Honest John has cuffs that aren't attached to his shirt. So there is that little piece of skin that you see between the cuff and the shirt. The top of the coat that goes over. And then obviously putting in the collar. And as you will see later on, because I was so obsessed with the collar, I forgot to finish the coat. Adding in more details to the face. And now the hat. Trying to figure out how to position the hat, what you'd see of the hat. Was a bit tricky. I'm not a hat drawer, so I basically decided to put the hat on top of Pinocchio's head and not have it angled the way his hat normally is angled. Then I just draw the basic outline of the hat, remembering to add in the band across as well as the tattered, frayed top corner. If you're enjoying this process so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm happy with this sketch now. I lighten it a bit. So I've switched pencils. I've now gone to the 8B pencil, and that's generally to do the darkest sections. So I'm doing the cane because the cane is black. I'm putting in the pupils and the hair. The hair I go over a few times throughout finishing the sketch because I want it darker. just remembering that the hair isn't individual strands like normal hair, it's one solid piece. And then I switched to the F pencil to shade in the skin-like areas. So Pinocchio is made out of a light wood, and then obviously the cuffs rotate because they aren't attached to the shirt. That's why the buttons are on the inside of both wrists, and those are also light, as well as the gloves. I'm just fixing the directional stripes lines of the gloves and adding in shading. And then I just darken the cuffs a bit. If you're enjoying this process so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And now for a bit of line art. Like I said, I don't have a method to my madness, I just do what feels right. And because obviously the pants and the waistcoat are the same color, I decided I was going to do a bit of line art just so that as I was shading, the original lines wouldn't get blurred and lost within the shading. And I've just added some shading to the collar. Even though I haven't filmed every Sketch Sunday or Digital Tuesday, I do plan on sharing what I've learned. It may not seem as though I've learned a lot, but it feels like I've learned a lot, not just in composition, but in different methods. So I do plan on sharing that video at some point. Also, if you want to see the other Sketch Sundays and Digital Tuesdays, you can find them on my Instagram. The link will be in the description below. Now I'm just adding shading to his skin and also outlining the facial features. I do tend to work on Pinocchio's face for a really long time. Obviously, as you shade and you draw, you have to get to a point where you are happy with the piece that you're putting out, even if it's not exactly how you wanted it. There'll always be more to do on a piece, and you just have to accept that it will never be as polished as you want it to be. And I do get to that point at some point. And I think he's about done. Now to move on to his coat, which I didn't finish. I did forget to add in the back part of his coat, so now I'm just sketching it in. And doing the line art for it. Inside is darker than the outside, so I'm trying to make the inside of the coat darker. And once I shade in the suit, I do go back and make the coat darker, the inside of the coat darker, so that there is a distinct difference in the colors, or should I rather say the values. If you're enjoying this process so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Because the top and the pants are the same color, as I said before, I'm just doing them uniformly, and then I'll add shading in later. Here I am darkening the inside of the coat, just to give it more depth and to show that it is the inside and it is also behind Pinocchio's body. I do jump around in what I'm doing a lot, so I jump from doing a bit of the suit, doing a bit of the hands, doing the shoes. Even though Pinocchio's shoes aren't black, they are very dark brown, so I'm also making them darker. If you're enjoying this process so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And then I just do the rest of the coats shading. It's not as dark as the inside. It is darker than the suit, and then adding in a bit of shading to show that the top of the coat is over the suit, and that the back leg is behind, and that the top covers the pants. And I'm just tidying up a bit of the smudges that are on the page around Pinocchio from my hand. Darkening the hair a bit. Before I start the hat, I forgot the patch on Pinocchio's knee, so I'm adding that in. And then I will continue with the line out of the hat. So the patch and the section of the sash that is visible match in color, so I've made sure that they match. And since the drawing is almost done, I'm just going to add a few highlights with my Pilot gel pen and this no-name brand gel pen, just to add a bit of highlights. And the only thing left to do now is to sign it. And it's done. Thank you for watching the very first recorded Sketch Sunday. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!